If you've ever felt afraid to speak your truth or use your spiritual gifts, there's a reason. I have a message about your witch wound that they don't want you to know. Today I am asking the tarot to reveal the truth about your witch wound and what's been hiding your power. And my video on crystals for healing the witch wound sparked a lot of comments from you guys. So many of you asked me to share the tarot reading that I did before that video, which gave me a lot of insights into the witch wound and which I want to share with you here now. And originally I pulled these 3 cards here, and now I am going to pull additional cards to get more information and guidance for you. So first we have the 10 of Batons. And this card sparked the entire reading. So if you look here, we have a completely different image from what you might see with the Rider-Waite. This is the Alchemical Tarot of the Magnum Opus. And this is very much about alchemy and transformation. And this card really does show, if you look, we've got torches have fallen and they've actually ignited a nest of the phoenix to be reborn within it. So it's very much about how we could use our trauma and our pain to actually help transform ourselves and to bring about the changes that we need to fulfill your potential. And this is also a card, the 10 of Batons is also related more to the Marseille tradition and is often seen as about persistence, right? To reach where you want to be, to get where you want to be, we have to tap into that power of determination and persistence. And if you think about it, also the idea that fire was used to harm, but in this case, fire is also purification, and it's also the power of how our soul can be reborn in fire and reborn from the ashes like the phoenix. So you have the potential to take the darker stuff that you've been through or you are going through now and turn it into your power, to actually use it to help you and strengthen you. And next we have the Ace of Coins, and this one I feel is very much about our manifestation abilities. It's about working with earth energy to actually access our ability to manifest things in the physical world. And if you think how here we have this hare, which is an animal that often represents fertility, and here the coin is growing these plants. It's almost like the energy of how, where do you plant seeds? You plant them in the earth. And this card is about beginnings and bringing that through. So I feel that your power, your manifestation power, will increase, and your manifestation abilities will get stronger if you keep persisting through this witch wound energy. And ultimately, that was something that was suppressed from you. What they probably were trying to block is your ability to work with the energies of the earth and the energies of nature and the hidden powers, because the hare is a night animal mostly and comes out during the times when the moon is bright. So it's something that's kind of represents the knowledge that you had or you have that is non-physical and not fully accepted by everyone, can be tapped into. And that was definitely one of the things was being tried to be repressed from you. So you need to reconnect with nature, reconnect with earth energies, and that's going to look different for different people. This also appears to me as like an earth portal or a vortex of energy. So if you're someone that's drawn to sacred sites, you're someone that's drawn to maybe just beautiful places in nature, a mountain, a hill, a forest, something like that is a place I think you should go to and really connect with yourself, get the clarity that you need and tap into your energy. If you found this reading to be helpful so far, could you please give it a like, share it with anyone that you think would benefit from it too? I really appreciate your support, thank you. And next we have the Crucified Serpent. So what I think this card is showing us here is it aligns with the Hanged Man, but it's a completely different thing because it's based on stages of alchemy as well. Your unique perspective and your unique and unusual beliefs in things are actually what is needed. It's the knowledge that is needed in this lifetime, so that again, dealing with that, what they didn't want people to know or have access to through you is that kind of knowledge and perspective that isn't the norm, that doesn't follow perhaps what the average person believed or followed or submitted to. You can't be tamed like that. So they kind of demonized people, didn't they? That's how it works, and it's still working today. There was some type of demonization going on. If you think about the snake, there's two polar opposite beliefs around snakes, and I feel this was done to you, but you can turn that energy into a transformed state of service. Sometimes we have to sacrifice our time and our energy to help others or to bring something forward in this lifetime. There is a certain level of sacrifice that would have to take place for you to live your purpose or to contribute to the collective and other people. So that there is that aspect to it. But also the other thing that came to me when I saw this is the red serpent can also represent a bloodline. And I believe this could be a reference for some of you of the ancestral connections with the times in the past, and how a lot of this is passed down, and also how our abilities, our spiritual abilities and wisdom is passed down through various ancestral lines or bloodlines. You could even consider these magical ancestral lines for some of you, and I think some of you are awakening that and having to tap into that. And this is from the Phoenix Oracle, or the Oracle of the Phoenix. This is basically telling you to don't hide your knowledge and wisdom anymore. Completely aligned with the original reading for me. And you were suppressed on some level, and you may feel suppressed in this lifetime, but now is the time for you to use this knowledge. So if you look carefully at the Phoenix here, this symbol here that appears on his necklace or her necklace is a rune called Canaz, and it is a rune connected with torches, fire, and producing light. So I feel light in this case is representing the light of knowledge, illuminating the truth, not allowing information to be hidden. So you were suppressed, but now is your time to use this knowledge. Don't hide your wisdom, because some of you, it's not so much knowledge from books, it's just the wisdom within you that shouldn't be stopped. And this one, we've got the Devil card, and what I feel this means is, again, this energy of demonization. So the image here is actually of Capricorn, and the goat itself has been taken by certain groups and organizations to represent something evil. And of course, this completely aligns also with these old forest gods and fertility gods, which were often represented as horned, even though horns actually mean wisdom and knowledge and age from experience. Somewhere along the line, someone wasn't that happy about that stuff. So I feel here, this card in this case, and it doesn't always mean this for me, I think in the context of this reading, this is about people, again, demonization of you, your beliefs, also a misunderstanding. So it's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's just that people don't necessarily get it, and they see it through probably conditioning. And you mustn't be trapped by limiting beliefs from others, organizations, or family members. So again, if you think, again, Pan or the forest god, pagan gods, people have certain opinions on those even now. And I feel that you're being reminded that those energies weren't those things that were bad, and you're not going to let their perspective to stop you from standing into your power. And next, we've got the Magician. So this card is a representation of Mercury, who is the messenger god of communication. And also in the Hermetic traditions, he's always about ancient knowledge, wisdom, secrets, and even magic. So I thought it was perfect that this card has come up for us. And you need to share your knowledge, your truth, your skills and abilities with others. I feel many of you are getting to the point where you're now ready to unlock your power, to manifest. Some of you are being drawn to magical traditions and practicing of magic, but not all of you will do. It will vary per who's watching this and in your spiritual path and your beliefs. But some of you are at that point now where you're ready to really tap into your abilities and skills, to own them and to use them to help others, because again, this is communication, this is sharing knowledge. So definitely connect with others of like mind, of people on the same spiritual path as you. And if you have knowledge, you have information or skills that can help others, use them, because that's what the whole point was. In fact, which we know originates from that word meaning wise. That's all it really meant. And next you've got the Four of Cups or Chalices. And this is about, suppressing yourself never feels good. So you need to always follow your bliss and do what you love, and your energy and emotions will reset themselves. I feel that this card is all about when you're in that zone, when you're practicing and doing things that you enjoy, that you're attracted to, and you're not allowing fears or other people's perceptions of those things to stop you, you're in your element. So, because it's the fourth deck again, more astrology, so this actually represents the decan of the moon in Cancer, or the moon influence over the Cancer sign. So I think this is also about healing is possible, and the powers of the water element. So many of you should use water energy in your practices. You should use spiritual cleansing through water. That could be bathing, an actual spiritual bath, visiting a body of water, the sea, a river. Something like that I think was going to be very healing for you. And you need to know that healing is possible. So this witch wound can be healed. But in terms of aligning with purpose, it's about stepping into what interests you, what you feel drawn to, and what lights you up inside. So next, from the Archetypes Oracle, we've got the Riddle. The witch wound's origin can seem a bit of a mystery, right? It's shrouded in mystery. Got this symbol here, which is kind of like a snake skin. Again, wisdom, knowledge. Could represent hidden knowledge, ancient knowledge, something you're being drawn to, and definitely the concept of going within for answers, ancient wisdom within you. Could also relate to our snake energy of the bloodline, something that's passed down to you. Some of you might want to explore things like past life regression or Akashic Records readings. It could be something you're doing yourself, or you might need to see a practitioner. These people can sometimes, or getting some type of reading can unlock the mystery, or help you find the answers that you're looking for if you want more clarity on that, to understand more about things like this. And next we've got the River. The river helps us release the past. It's again tapping into what I said before about cleansing through water. And the river also aligns you with your destiny. You can see the shadow here of a horse, which is movement, direction. I think you need to process your emotions, so that is part of your healing process. So there's nothing wrong with having those emotions, but also to be guided by your intuition to find your way. But once you're ready and once you've processed those emotions, then it's time to release them. So I think you're being asked to release what isn't serving, what isn't working, and also in terms of mindsets and ideas that did not come from a good source, and they're not helping you, or they're suppressing you or blocking you, and they're making you fear speaking or sharing information. It's time to release all those things. That's why you're watching this reading now. And to also follow your calling. The horse is similar to the Chariot card. It's about following and having a destination and knowing where you're going and what you want to do. But I feel that will all come clearer to you once you've kind of worked through these different aspects of healing the witch wound. And I hope this has been helpful for you. You can find out more about all the decks I've used today in the links below this video and in the description. I hope this reading has given you the insights and the guidance that you needed. So let me know in the comments if it has helped you. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, I did have this other video that some of you may not have seen, which is about 10 crystals that can help you heal the witch wound and awaken your power. And this should be appearing on screen now. And I also do a monthly oracle and tarot card reading if you enjoyed this reading and you want to see more. So just make sure you subscribe and select bell notifications so that you never miss a reading from me.